Great news! Your client loved the report you wrote. They want to fly you out and have you present it to the entire company. This statement probably elicits two responses. Awesome! They loved my report. And holy crap, now I have to go and present this? What am I doing? I'm Dr. Michelle Mazur, and this is Relationally Speaking. And today I'm going to help you figure out what your presentation destination is. Presenting a stellar report doesn't have to be a crisis. In fact, it's an opportunity as long as you know where you're going. Imagine you have always dreamed of going to London, England. And finally, you're getting that opportunity to go. You pack your bags, you get to the airport, you fly 16 hours, get through passport control and customs at Heathrow, and you think, I have arrived. Then you get on the next plane and go back home to the United States. Wait a minute. The point of getting to your destination isn't merely to arrive. However, a lot of times speakers approach a presentation as an activity that they just need to get through. And as the band Rush says, the point of the journey is not to arrive. So being prepared for a presentation is all about knowing where you want to go and asking yourself the question, what is your presentation destination? Luckily, we have a tour guide that will take us to that presentation destination. Much like the Beefeaters at the Tower of London, we have the ABCs of presentation design. And I'm going to take you through those ABCs today. So pack your bags and let's plan our journey to your destination. A, assessment is the first thing you need to accomplish when deciding what your presentation destination is. And as Stephen Covey would say, this is all about starting with the end result in mind. So you need to ask yourself a few questions. First, where do you want to take your audience? At the end of your talk, what do you want them to know, believe, feel, or do? And also really think about their problems and their pain points. They invited you to give this presentation for a reason. If you can uncover that reason and help them solve their problems and challenges, your presentation will be successful in their eyes. Second question, where do you want to take your own career? Public speaking is a great way to make yourself visible to your company. It shows that you have value because you can communicate the results of a project, a research study, an advertising campaign to a wider audience. And that has a lot of value because not everybody is able to do that. It's a way for you to stand out and promote your career. The third and final question you need to ask yourself is, what are your strengths as a presenter? What do you do particularly well? Are you gifted at explaining complex ideas? Are you a great storyteller? Do you know how to use numbers in a presentation? Whatever those strengths are, you need to then identify those and build off of them as you start constructing your presentation. Along with the assessment, we also need to understand the barriers. What are the roadblocks that keep us from giving a really phenomenal presentation? And this could be anything from a fear of public speaking and not knowing how to cope with that during a presentation, not knowing how to present content or speak to PowerPoint slides, or maybe there's some issues with delivery. But identifying what your barriers are and then having a plan to minimize those barriers or overcome them is essential in delivering a successful presentation. So once you know your barriers, you can then start working on the meat of the presentation, which is C, content. And content is so vitally important because if we want our audience to take our message and run with it, we need to make sure that it is clear to them, that it engages and delights them in some way. And there are some challenges that go along with this. The first is telling a story with statistics. A lot of professional presentations are very data heavy, which is excellent because they give credibility, they add depth to a presentation, but it also can be a big snooze fest for your audience. So understanding how to make statistics relatable to an audience is paramount in order to reach your destination. Also, audiences love a story that has some kind of emotional impact. Whether it's the story of how you got this project or a story about how it's impacted somebody's lives, the results, you need to tell that. It will engage your audience and show that what you have to say has meaning and is applicable in real life. And then finally, speak to your PowerPoint slides. Don't let your slides speak for you. So looking at a PowerPoint slide that has lots of information on it, finding what the story is and what your audience wants to know from each slide is key for understanding. A PowerPoint slide should never be used as a teleprompter. Don't let your slides speak for you. So once we have the content down, we can now move to D, delivery. And delivery is as important as content because in a way it can get in the way of delivering a great message. When I was in college, I had a sociology professor who ended every sentence with K, and it was really annoying. I couldn't listen to what he was trying to tell me because I was too busy counting the number of Ks he used in a 50-minute class period. So I wasn't getting the content, I wasn't getting the message. So delivery is important because we want to impress the audience with our confidence, but we also want to have a powerful delivery that inspires action and doesn't get in the way of our message. So once we start working on delivery, we move to E, the execution of our presentation. And this doesn't mean performing it for your audience yet. It is about practice. How we get better at delivering content and improving our speaking style is through practice. And practice can be a weird thing for some speakers. So having different strategies to approaching a practice session is a great thing to have in your back pocket when you have that high risk or high stakes presentation. From our execution brings us to F, feedback. And feedback is critical for speakers. We need to have someone to listen to us to tell us if our message is clear. Are we having any delivery tics that are getting in the way? What could we do better? What are our strengths? So having that feedback in order to improve our presentation is a critical component. And in order to get that feedback, you need GPS, and you have to bring it to your presentation. So coaching is key to arrive at your destination. A safe place where someone can give you the feedback that you need in order to improve and grow as a speaker. Now, if you're just trying to improve in general in public speaking, Toastmasters International is a great place for that. However, if you have an upcoming presentation where you need to wow your audience and make sure they understand your message, then hiring a coach like myself might be ideal for you in order to improve. So now that you know the ABCs of your presentation destination, from assessment to understanding the barriers, crafting killer content, your delivery style, executing through practice, and getting feedback, you can now arrive at your destination in style. And if you ever need any more help, please feel free to contact me, Dr. Michelle Mazer, at www.drmichellemazur.com, and I'll be happy to help you with any of your presentation needs. Thank you.